Hello and welcome to Talking Games match preview of West Ham United against Liverpool. West Ham's match in hand. Not that matters too much. Anyway, we're here to talk about Liverpool, we're here to talk about West Ham, and we're going to touch on our potential new signing a little bit. Because there's not much else we can discuss about West Ham, to be honest with you. So a little bit of positivity coming up, perhaps. Before we get into all this, preview is sponsored by One Football. Download the app, links in the description, completely free. You get notifications. If Liverpool score, you get a notification. Liverpool score again, you get another notification. You get the point. West Ham score.
You won't get any notifications.
You won't get any notifications. Download the app. The link is in the description below. Anyway, Gonzo, thoughts on Liverpool, please?
I think Jurgen Klopp has done a magnificent job. I think to combat Manchester City's money, the money they got to spend, a wage bill that they can hold, they basically built a training complex the size of a small country. The wealth they've spent, nearly £1 billion. It's amazing what Manchester City have built. They went and pinched the technical director from Barcelona. They went and basically picked up their scouting network. They went and got Bayern Munich's best scout. They went and got Pep Guardiola, the best coach in world football. And then basically proceeded to buy a series of players between 50 and 70 million, like it was going out of fashion. I didn't think anybody was going to be able to stop Manchester City, such was the way that they were spending money. I certainly thought if anybody was going to stop Manchester City, I thought it would be somebody else that was able to spend that kind of money. So to see, I'm gobsmacked that a team has come along and been able to challenge them, and not just challenge them, almost swat them aside by spending half the amount of money. I think is nothing short of sensational. I think the whole of Liverpool can thank Jurgen Klopp for that, quite frankly, because for too long that club lived in the shadow of Bill Shankly, of Bob Paisley, the boot room, on everything that club had produced. They were in the shadow of it, and what it needed, somebody to come in and not ridicule the history, but say, actually, I'm not going to have anything to do with that. I'm changing things. Here's my style. This is no longer the old Liverpool way. This is the new way, as Klopp likes to call it, rock and roll football. He's been a force of nature. He's got such a big personality. He has dragged that club kicking and screaming to become the best football team in Europe. I think it's nothing short of miraculous.
I think this is probably one of the most impressive Premier League title victories. I mean, they're going to win the title. I think they can lose 6 games. There's 15 games. I think they can lose 6 and still win it. So this is one of the most impressive Premier League victories I've known. I've only known the Premier League because of my age and whatever. And obviously everyone's screaming Leicester City's one, but Leicester City's one was a one-off. It was a bit special. Liverpool's been building to this, and they've been doing it organically, and that's what you're suggesting as well. And that's what's impressed me the most. The fact is, there is no splashing the cash kind of thing. They've grown step by step, but what Leicester didn't have was stability. Liverpool will go on next season to possibly retain the Premier League title, or at the very least challenge for the Premier League title. There's now a longevity about this Liverpool squad and club now. You expect them to compete now for trophies every single season from now on. There are sort of, the difference between them and Spurs is that Liverpool obviously lost out on the title last season, but they've built on that with their character and their attitude, and they've come back firing and stronger and better, whereas Spurs would go backwards a little bit. They would take a knock and they would go into their shells a little bit, and that's a big testament not just to Klopp, but all the players as well, and in particular Jordan Henderson, to be honest with you, one of the Premier League's most underrated players, I think, to be honest. What they're doing is fantastic. Up, down, wherever you're from. For me, it's down. For you, it's up. But what they're doing is fantastic. And the other thing is they're playing attractive football as well. They're not just winning the title; they're winning the title in style. And I've seen them win games this season in various different ways. The last game they won against Wolves is a completely different way of winning to what they've won the week previous to that, the week previous to that. They can adapt to any situation, any opponent you put up against them. They find a way. They know how to play against nearly every kind of style, and that's extremely impressive, to be honest with you. Thoughts on the FA Cup stands? This is going to take a bit of a turn because it's current. Jurgen Klopp, they drew with Shrewsbury, and Jurgen Klopp basically said, I'm not going to be playing any first team players in the replay, and I'm not going to be the manager for that game. What do you make of that?
What, I only sort of half heard it on the radio. What's his reasoning for doing it?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I think it's probably just fixture congestion and whatnot.
I would like... I mean, Pep Guardiola's come out and said it, hasn't he, recently? He wants the League Cup to be scrapped. And, yeah, I mean, it's all very well for these big managers to start, and these big clubs to start saying that. Whilst I am really impressed with what Liverpool have done, and I'm very jealous of them, people probably need to realise there are other clubs in the football pyramid. And I feel a bit bad for Shrewsbury on that one, actually, because obviously they fought really bravely to get. They got a draw to obviously get the replay. They were 2 goals down, as I understand, and fought back. So Shrewsbury deserve a little bit better than that, I would say, Geo. What I would probably say Liverpool's mitigation is Liverpool don't have the squad that Man City have got. Man City, I mean, they've not only got 2 players for every position. Some positions they've got 3. Liverpool, I almost all the season expected Liverpool's title to falter, their bid, because what's going to happen to Trent Alexander-Arnold if he gets injured, and so on and so forth. So I don't think they've got the squad that the others have got. That being said, I don't think you have to come out as bolshy as he did there. Show it a bit of respect. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, all right. I reckon everyone probably guesses you ain't going to be able to play your full team. Play the little kid that the little Larry kid that you got from Fulham. Can't remember his name now. They signed him at 16, didn't they? Bit of a naughty boy, but looks like a good player.
Elliot.
That's it. Yeah. Play these players. Do what you've got to do. Wheel Shaqiri out, dust him off, and do what you've got to do. Play him. Everyone expects that, but show a bit of respect. And I can't think how Jurgen Klopp is otherwise engaged unless he has a game on the same day somewhere else. Get yourself over there, stand in the dugout, and show Shrewsbury some respect.
I think it does lie in the winter break, because we've got that winter break thing coming up as well, and I think it coincides with that a little bit with the FA Cup. But I think I go with what you're saying. I think we don't expect him to put Harvey Elliott out. We don't expect him to play Chivarella, or how you pronounce his name, and Curtis Jones. We don't expect those players to come out. I just think to announce it is almost like, feels like he's looking down on the FA Cup a little bit, and I think it's a bit of a shame considering the FA Cup's losing its magic to an extent. A lot of clubs, and I include non-Premier League clubs in this. West Brom did it. Most clubs now are sort of thinking, it's not really important, and it's just a bit of a shame. I think this is almost like when someone as big as Klopp comes out and says it, people take notice a little bit. If a League 2 manager comes out and says, now all respect to him, no one pays attention to the League 2 manager coming out and saying, well, I'm not playing my first team. Everyone goes, oh yeah, alright, whatever. But because it's Klopp, it's quite a big thing, and I just think it's a bit harsh on the FA Cup competition and the integrity of it, perhaps. But saying that, I think Liverpool might still win the replay, to be honest with you, even with their kids and stuff. I expect them to have good kids. Anyway, players you admire from the red half of Liverpool.
It's so, we could go on and on, couldn't we?
Pick 2 or 3. Don't give me their whole 11.
All right, okay. I mean, Van Dijk is magnificent. Just when you think you can't... I remember we played Southampton, and we did a review after that. And I'd been down there for the game, and I thought it was the best defender I'd seen in years. I like him. He just keeps getting better and better, and vital to what they've tried to do. Because they took the Coutinho money. Coutinho must be looking at Liverpool thinking, hold on, this weren't meant to happen. Yeah. I was meant to join Barcelona, Kings of Europe, and this weren't meant to happen. So a penny for Coutinho's thoughts. But anyway, with the money, they spent half of it on Van Dijk. The other half, I believe, they spent on a goalkeeper who just looks magnificent, Geo. And it's, I just think it's easy to pick out Salah and all that. Firmino's in great form as well. If I had to pick one more, though, I really like Trent Alexander-Arnold. I just think he's a magnificent footballer. He's so bright. Not only does he have the technical ability to pass it over long distances and cross it with whip and all the rest of it, and score some really good goals. He basically scores a goal like in the style of a cross. Do you know what I mean? He bends it and gives it all that. But also, he's very, very bright. He's a very clever boy. He's very switched on. So he's thinking quick. He's ahead. You've only got to look at the Champions League thing with a corner, if you remember, in the final. Do you remember?
Yeah.
That was just quick thinking. I think it was Origi then went on and he applied the finishing touches. But he thinks that quickly throughout a game. If you could think that quickly and you can basically pass the ball anywhere you want over any distance, you've got some player on your hands.
I'm going to pick out two Englishmen first. I've already mentioned one of them, Jordan Henderson. I don't think he gets the plaudits he deserves from non-Liverpool fans. Liverpool fans, obviously, admire him and stuff, and I think sometimes the fact that Klopp can sometimes maybe not go too defensive in the midfield, but when he starts alongside Milner in there, it can be a bit... you watch Liverpool and you need just someone a little bit extra with something creative in behind the front three. I think Henderson sometimes takes the blame for it, and I think he's done magnificent with Fabinho out. I know Fabinho's back now, but while Fabinho's been out, Henderson slipped in there and adapted his game to fit the role. I think he's been brilliant. The other Englishman is Geo Gonzo. I think he's England's best centre-back. I do think he's England's best centre-back now. Whenever I watch him, and it helps playing next to Van Dijk. I think you take Van Dijk away, you might see a different Geo Gonzo. But so what? That's what centre-back partnerships are. You look at any centre-back partnership over history, you take one of them away, the other one's going to struggle a bit. But I think Joe's just brilliant. You speak about Trent's thinking. The amount of times I've seen Geo Gonzo take a yellow card or something for just doing a foul on the halfway, and I think that's game management, that's reading the game, and for such a young guy, he's got such like you'd think he's a lot more experienced than he actually is. And then I'm gonna have to pick Robertson, aren't I? Gonna have to. The thing is, he's turned out to be, he's got a nasty streak in him. Not a nasty streak, he's got a bit of an Anatovich about him. I think he's turning this season. I think we've seen a little bit of a bastard coming out in Robertson. I think you need that in your team. He is, though. At the amount of times I've seen him barge people into the side, or a couple of late tackles going in against Spurs, he done a naughty tackle and got off with it, and you just think, oh. And as a neutral, I can understand why people look at that and dislike him, but that's the type of thing when he's playing for your team, you love things like that a little bit. You really do think that's what I like to see. But anyway, enough of the admiration for Liverpool. Well, for now we might have to continue it a bit towards the end.
When we get to the score predictions.
Yeah, it might continue. We're talk about West Ham before we do that. The boats. If you remember that we made the boats free on Saturday because there was a lot of games. We're making them free again. Wednesday night the boats are open from 5 PM onwards. Barbecue, music, bars, 2 minutes from the ground. Kids are welcome, but you need a ticket. The link is in the description. But it's free for everyone. It's because there's a lot of home games at the minute and it's costly, so it's free. Come down, have a beer, and enjoy the game. Well, go to the game. But positivity, Gonzo. It's come out tonight, and when I say it's come out, Slavia Prague themselves have said that Tomas Soucek, their captain, is on the way to London. Terms of a transfer is agreed. He's on his way. He's having his medical tomorrow. Good news at last.
I don't know. We need somebody in. I don't know what he's like.
Okay, he's a centre midfielder. I mean, that's...
Yeah.
Is he that type of centre midfielder? I don't know, but he's a centre midfielder.
Yeah, I mean, if he's half decent, then it will be a help. I don't know. Carlos Sanchez is a centre midfielder, so I've got to try and not get too...
Okay, but this guy, he's the captain of the national side. He's held in high regard. Yeah,
he's the captain of the national side?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's captain of Czech.
I thought he was just captain of Slavia Prague.
I think he's captain of Czech, maybe not. I thought he was. But he's certainly held in high regard, and he plays regularly for the Czech Republic as well.
Okay, fair enough.
Played
against
your lot.
That's my lot.
England.
Oh, right.
Declan's debut, wasn't it, against
the
Czech
lovely.
Republic?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, didn't England win 5-0 or something?
I'm not sure.
Declan got better in the match. I don't know. Look, I've never heard of him. I tried to look at one video of him earlier, and the video was 3 minutes long, 90 seconds of intros and music, and then I saw the same goal replayed 3 times, and then the video ended. I'll tell you what,
you've been mugged off.
Later on, you'll be asking people to give a thumbs up and subscribe. I'll tell you, I didn't subscribe, and I definitely left the thumbs down. But nothing to do with the player. I don't know, Gio. Will he be eligible to play against Liverpool if he signs?
I think it depends when we get him signed. I think it might be noon tomorrow that he has to be registered in order to be in the squad on Wednesday night. I'm not 100% sure though. I know that when you play on a Saturday. Basically, at the end of this transfer window's Friday, I know that they've got to be registered by noon on Friday to play on a Saturday. But because it's an evening kickoff, I'm unsure if it's the same thing. But just have to assume it is, I guess, for now.
Well, let's hope he is. Let's hope they've realised how important it is. as actually an extra game can make all the difference. Do I think that what's his name comes in from Slavia Prague and turns it on and he defeats Liverpool single-handedly? No, I don't. But actually, just him playing that one game may well help him acclimatise for the more important fixtures to come.
Yeah, I think just getting him in the squad around the match day, having him on the bench on Wednesday night for the Liverpool game, even if I wouldn't bring him on if there's something to play for, unless you need to bring someone on in centre midfield, of course. But if there's 10 minutes to go, and let's just say we were out the game, which is possible, and I would just bring him on for the 10 minutes. Say, go out there, just get a feel of the game, get a feel of the ball, get a feel of the stadium, because you're going to be here on Saturday, and it's a must-win. And there's a good chance he's going to have to start against Brighton, because Mark Noble's almost alluded to himself, he can't play that many games. Team news, we don't really know it. David Moyes has not done his press conference yet, but we're going to assume for the context of the preview, we're going to assume that Snodgrass and Masuaku are back, which is possible. Yarmolenko and Anderson won't be back, and we're going to just assume that everyone else is fit. Fredericks won't be back, I don't think. Fabianski might be, though. Fabianski has been back in training for a few days now, so that would be a bit of a boost.
Yeah, it will, but I don't think Randall's done an awful lot wrong, so we're not back to Roberto days here, Gio. But yeah, it probably will give the defence and the team a lift if he's back, yeah.
So, your formation, please, sir.
I'll go with the L4 at the back again, my friend.
Got a bit of a right back issue here, haven't we?
Yeah, I'll bring the young kid in on this one. The trouble is, I've spent so many times over the years using the same catchphrase, which is rearranging the chairs on the Titanic.
You like that?
I wish I'd never said it, and I could just use it now, because this is when I really mean it. Because I just don't think it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we do. We're going to sink. So you can dress up the formation as much as you want. Put the young lad at right back. Put Diop in. Put Ogbonna in, and put Cresswell at left back. Is Mane injured? He looked injured the other day.
I'm not sure. He went off injured. He went off early. But I'm not sure if he's injured.
Yeah, whoever it is, it's still, even if Zabaleta was a little bit faster, he's still an old fella. And he can't play. Noble was complaining about playing, 2-3 times a week. Zabaleta just can't. Whoever Liverpool play up there, they're going to just absolutely obliterate Zabaleta. He's only played a number of days ago. He just can't do it. Do we want to throw a youngster to the Wolves, to the liver bird, should we say? Possibly not, but everyone's getting thrown to the Wolves. They're all going to get absolutely demolished anyway. So, I can't think of another right back, mate.
No, I get what you're saying, but I'm going to go on the side of I don't want to throw the kid to the Wolves a little bit. It could be Minamino that starts in that attacking role for Liverpool, or it could be Origi and then keep Firmino up front. I'm not sure if Mane's depends on Mane, I guess, but I agree with Zabaleta. We've got an issue here. This is why he shouldn't have played against West Brom, really, because then he would have been coming in fresh, and there was a possibility that we'd bring in a right back between now and Saturday who can then come in for the Brighton game. I mean, that's still a possibility, but Zabaleta playing on Wednesday is not really something I want to see, purely because he's played so many games and so much time. But who else do we do? I'm going to have to continue with my makeshift defence here and keep Diop at right back. I'd almost be saying you don't have to get forward, just defend. Do not worry about getting up the pitch, because you don't know how to get up the pitch. You're not a right back, you will get caught out, so just stay back. Do not go into the final third. We'll leave that for the players in front of you. So that means that Cresswell's at left back, or Ogbonna centre back. Now, by default, I'm sort of edging towards Balbuena. I think I would risk it. How fit is Winston Reid? If he's fit enough, I would put him in with Ogbonna. I've seen that guy time and time again throw his body on the line to save shots. Even when we're 3-0 up or 3-0 down, he's still chucking himself in the way of shots. We need a little bit of that grit back. I've seen tonight he's been linked with a move to MLS, which would be a bit of a shame, in all honesty. I want to see Winston Reid make a comeback for West Ham, given what he's been through. So I would put Reid in there, because we need something. What we've seen against West Brom from our defence in terms of passion and desire was unacceptable. Reid has those things at the very least, so if he's fit, I'd get him in. Midfield, are you sticking with 4-4-2, are you? Are you keeping 4 in the middle?
Pretty much, yeah, I think so. I'll probably go with Rice and Fornals in the middle. Naughty, he's had one. I've slated Fornals. It was as bad a display of passing as I think I've seen. That being said, he's had one poor game, and there's many people that have had more than one poor game, Geo. So let's get that right. So I drafted him back in. I'm not including Noble for Noble's already explained why I can't play him in this team. So Rice and
but Noble. If Soucek signs, Noble can sit out Brighton if he has to, or start on the bench at least.
I just think you're gonna have to rotate. Someone's not really involved. I look. Brighton's the more winnable game. Not, I think we'll win it, but Noble. I'd still leave Noble for that one, really. And we don't know about this geezer coming in. Will he side? I think you've got to err on the side of caution. So I would play Rice and Fornal certainly in the middle.
Outright.
I'm going to play on the left. I'm going to play Masuaku to give us some pace, just to give us something else. I know he's not the best tackler in the world, but he's also another tackler in the centre of midfield. I will play Snodgrass on the right because I do think he will cover the young lad, and I think he can whip in crosses as well. And I'm going to play Antonio and Sebastian Haller up front.
I've gone for sort of like a 3 centre midfielder one here because of the way Liverpool play. I think playing a flat 4 in the middle is asking for trouble when they're going to come and play a potential narrow 3 in the middle, and they're already going to pass you about with the same amount of men in there. And I think if you've got a man down in there, I think you're just asking for trouble. You're going to look at Ronaldo. It's going to have free run of the London Stadium in the middle of the park if we're not careful. So I've gone with Rice, Snodgrass and Noble in there. My problem is it's dead slow. There's no pace whatsoever in that. But the way we're going to be setting up is very much counter-attacking. Just get the ball forward and aim for Antonio on the pace and hope something happens. I've gone with Fornals in the number 10 role. It's him or Lanzini. Lanzini's faster, but I've yet to see much positivity from Lanzini. So I put Fornals in there just to see what he can do almost, and because he will work hard, and that's where Fabinho. I've got a feeling Fabinho will come back in for this one, and that's where Fabinho will be in there trying to dictate the play a little bit. I'd almost be saying Fornals, you stand next to Fabinho. Whenever Liverpool got the ball, you go stand next to him. Just don't let him get the ball. You've then got 3 people behind you to mark 2 people essentially. Let's just try and cause a bit of a riot in the middle of the park. The problem is that Liverpool will then just come down the sides as they always do, and then that's a different problem. And I've gone up front, Antonio and Haller, but it's by default. We've got no options. You could put Jetty up there, but I'm not seeing anything to sort of give me confidence the guy's going to shoot. Never mind score. He just doesn't shoot. He's just not. He's afraid to pull the trigger, and it's a shame, really. But c'est la vie. Anyway. Goal difference. I think it could come down to goal difference. Match day 30, I would not be surprised someone gets relegated this season on goal difference. I think we need to be careful on Wednesday night. We will let slip against Leicester a little bit, conceding those 2 late goals. We need, the one slight advantage we've got at the minute is our goal difference is slightly better than the other ones around us. We need to make sure we do not lose that on Wednesday. And I think Moyes will be thinking the same.
It doesn't really matter what Moyes thinks, quite frankly. I really don't. I just don't. I can't really see anything that they can do.
Well, that's my next question. Have you got any hope?
No. No. Well, what on earth could West Ham do and David Moyes do to stop Liverpool scoring goals?
We almost done it under him, I think. Did we not draw 0-0 under Moyes? Maybe 1-1, or was it Pellegrini? Manny got the late goal.
Well, maybe we have, but since that game, if that's the case, Liverpool have got significantly better and we've got significantly worse. and I think you've also got to bear in mind, you could hear a pin drop in that stadium the other day when I was in there, and somebody tried to run on the pitch as well. So there's clearly it's ready to go. That place is ready to go. I'll tell you that now. And I think that adds to it as well. I think the atmosphere in the place, it's not going to be like a home game for West. It's not going to be like an away game for Liverpool. Yes, they will have to travel on the coach, and yes, they won't be trotting out to "You'll Never Walk Alone" and Bubbles will play instead. But it won't be like it won't be a nasty away game for them. They'll really like the big pitch because of the amount of quick players they've got. There's lots of open spaces there, and I just really can't see how we can even stop them from from scoring. I think they'll be able to get a man spare. We are very easily attacked on either flank. You mentioned Robertson. I mentioned Trent Alexander-Arnold. They can both cross like there's no tomorrow. And
From
the
deep
moment they
as
start...
well.
From deep as well, yeah, as you say, they don't have to get to the byline and do it. Fabinho is in top form and seems to be dictating everything. And if they do have, I say Firmino is dictating everything, but they also have Fabinho back. Well, Fabinho back is a tall player. They got him up there who can get in and join the attack. If they get set plays, they've got Van Dijk up there. They can score from a header. Salah, is he as good as his season when he won Player of the Year? Possibly not, but quite it is. He looks like he's coming in form. He's got really, really quick feet as well. It's like a nightmare, actually.
I think we'll be playing for the 0-0 from the start. I think the gameplay will be we can not concede. If you offer Moyes a 0-0 right now, you bite your hand off. So would I, to be clear. But the problem is Moyes is going to play like it. I think we'll see five. I think we might see five at the back again. I think we'll be playing 5-4-1. I don't think we're going to venture into the half very much. It's going to be like Leicester City away again. I just think we're going to get annihilated in possession, and it's just going to be a case of can we hold our nerve? Can we defend? Can we block the shots? Hopefully Fabianski's back because he's okay at coming forward crosses. Fabianski, he's not the best in the league, but he's okay at it, which will make a big difference. I'm not very hopeful at all whatsoever. It's bonus points. It's anything, just an inspired performance. Even if we get beat, an inspired performance, some sort of positivity to cling on to and go ahead into the biting game with is massive. It's important, but I just can't see it. I've seen this. Wolves were fantastic against Liverpool the other night. I thought Wolves were going to do it.
Yeah,
Liverpool won. They just soak up the pressure, and they're just impossible to defend against. Because, like you said, Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold, they want to get to the byline. If they can, they'll just start crossing it from 30 yards out, bang, because they've got the talent to do it. It's just anyway. Can I get your score prediction, please?
Well, I can't imagine they will. I mean, they're better than Leicester, so I can't. Why would they not going to score less goals than Leicester? You have to assume that they'd score more than Arsenal and Newcastle, wouldn't you? Really? So, 4-0.
I'll go slightly less than that. I'll say 2-0, but I think it'll be a very comfortable 2-0. I think Moyes will almost come away from 2-0 thinking, "I'll do."
Results.
I do honestly think he'll come away thinking that he'll just do. Goal difference isn't crucial right now, so I'm going to say 2-0 Liverpool. Anyway, if you've enjoyed the preview, drop a like on it. We'll be live Wednesday night. I think kickoff's 8 PM. So we'll be live hour before kickoff with the build-up show, and we'll be taking a look at what plan David Moyes has come up. What are you laughing at?
It sounds, I'm just interested in the hour before when we look at the team. And
we'll be looking at what Moyes has conjured up. We'll be having a look at Clippity Clops information that's going to stamp all over us. And subscribe if you're new, and we'll catch you on Wednesday night. See you in a bit.